Hey guys, hey, I'm working on that Reilly Method portrait that I promised in the first Reilly Method tutorial that I did. We'll work with a photograph and try to come up with a drawing using the Reilly Method, and I'm going to try to catch a likeness in this one. We'll see if I can pull it off or not. So, all right, let's give this a try, see how it goes. So this is the guy we're going to be working with right here. And I've drawn him a few times just testing out the Reilly Method. I've had a couple comments from the first video about people not worked with the Reilly Method before, and I really hadn't either. I remember seeing some sort of a caricature tutorial on Proco TV one time on YouTube, and they had done a Reilly abstraction after doing the initial caricatures just to get all the positioning of the facial features in the right spaces based on the rhythms of the Reilly Method. So that's kind of where I was introduced to the Reilly Method from that video, and this has really worked pretty well on the previous ones that I've drawn. So this should be fun. As with the Loomis method, I'm going to be essentially starting out with a sphere. All right, same drill, and I'm going to be working with this red pencil. All right, so this head is kind of a 3/4 view. So if we can get the eye line right and get the angle right. So in this case, the eye line is going to come right along here, and it's kind of at an angle, so it's not a perfectly, it's an upward, kind of an upward angle to the eyes in here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in the side plane over here, that side of the head. It's going to be happening over on the other side too. Need to get that a little more angled. All right, and we'll come in here, and it's this kind of an angle right there. Just wrap it around like that, come around, throw the side of the head right there. All right, so we got eye line and center line of the face, and I'm going to try to get the nose is going to happen about right in here. If I can get everything just right, get everything measured out just right. So come down here about like this. All right, so there we go. All right, so now let's get some of the rhythms starting to happen here. So there's the center line of the face. There's going to be kind of a elliptical shape down here in the chin, about that shape right there. We're going to have, I'm going to get the plane of that nose. Actually, I'm going to get that angle here first. I'm going to get that, boom, and here, that zigzag right in through here. If I can get that right, maybe that'll help get everything working. I'm going to throw an ellipse here for the mouth area. There we go. And I'm going to put one on the nose right there and on the nostril. We're going to run that ellipse right around the face, down along the chin. Now I've done this both ways, where it runs either below, along around with the chin, or I've run it on top of the chin. But there is a spot right in here too you got to be aware of. All right, we got that, and then I'm going to build in the rest of that right there. That's that little spot right on the direction change right there, that plane, and then it switches over to the plane of the nose. All right, the nose also has this kind of a shape like that right in there. Let's get the eye socket built. Okay, and then eye socket here. Oh, didn't get it. There we go. All right, like that. I'm going to get the mouth, has an angle as well, so it comes clear out to here. Again, it wraps around that plane, or that ellipse right there. So that's the separation from the upper lip and the lower lip. All right, and from the chin down here, we're going to wrap it up to, I think it's right up to the ear, right there. And it happens over there as well, you just can't see it. And then I'm going to go, oh, I'm going to get that rhythm line, the brow line right up around here like that. And we'll throw that temple right in there as well. So I think lips, you know, you got that kind of that shape happening on the lip, comes around down like that, and lower lip is going to bend right around like that, comes in, interacts with this little ellipse, that shape right there, bounces around like that. We'll throw the eyes in. This is where I always had troubles getting the eyes the right shape, or the right scale, in the right location. And they look relatively the same size. So I think, what am I missing? Oh, I'm missing the big rhythm comes out around the face like that. See a bit of it out on this side as well. Cool. All right, anything else? I think, oh, I know what I forgot. It's the little side plane rhythm. Kind of happens down here. There we go. We have them all. I think so. All right, I think now we've got the structure kind of constructed. I don't think I have the eyes at enough an angle. I'll have to fix that when I start drawing. All right, so the neck is kind of going this direction. Going to come in right on the underneath side of the chin and right on the back side with the where the ear will be. The ear is going to pop in right about here. Comes down right down here where the lower portion of the nose is, right in something like that. We'll fix all that with the rest of the drawing. So, all right, let's go ahead and start adding in all the fun stuff. So I'm going to establish real quick this whole zigzag on the nose. If I can get the nose the right shape, the right size, I think we're going to be good. So it comes down like right in here, comes up and around, and I'm going to drop that nostril right in here like that. And you see just a smidge of it on this back side over here. All right, and you're going to see just a smidge. That rhythm line right there is going to be just some tone for the side of the plane of the nose. And then the underneath side of the nose, that part that bends under, we got a shadow right in here. Okay, and it comes around. I'm going to get the nostril, bring it up. Come on, there we go. All right, so nostril, plane of the nose, and you can see right there that rhythm line is going to give us this shadow line right in through here. Comes in right, follows the shape of the ball of the nose. All right, so I think we've got the nose working. I want to go ahead and kind of get that value onto the change right there. All right. All right, so I'm going to try to get the eye. Just going to follow that eyeball. Bends clear back and around. And then we're going to get the lower portion of the eye. Comes right up underneath. And then we got eyelashes in there kind of obscuring the eye All right, and then we've got the upper part of the eyelid. That eyelid has been closed quite a bit, so we're going to get some shapes going here. And then the other eye starts about right there. It kind of comes up at an angle and then across and then up. And we get that shape right there. Comes on down. And we get just a bit of the eye and then the underneath portion of the eyelid. And again, eyelashes obscuring a lot of it. Like that. Alright. The side of the face is going to happen right up here. Bows out. And then you get the forehead. And then we're going to get the cheekbone, follows right there, and comes right down to the nose. Comes into it, it's a shape in, and then out. And we get the interaction between the mass of the lip. So I'm going to transition over real quick. I'm going to get that right there. There's a shadow. Comes right off of the nose. Okay. All right. And now let's get the lip. Again, I'm making some adjustments. Okay. What I've noticed the times I've drawn this before is I've either made the nose too small and the mouth not wide enough, so I'm trying to compensate as I draw this one. I want to get that nice little shape right in here. Okay. And then this comes up and becomes part of the upper lip. Lower lip comes out, comes around. It starts to interact with the chin, comes down around. You'll see some bending around the shape there. There's a shadow on this lower lip. You got some creases. We got a nice little shape kind of happening right here. And then again the lower lip, or the upper lip has some various tonal changes right in here. All right, come across and up and around like that. All right, so face is coming along pretty good. I'm going to come back up to the eye. I'm going to wrap around, get the there's a lower eyelid. You can see the highlight right there. Comes out, and we get kind of a bag under the eye. Plus, there's a shadow, right like that. We got shadow up here, wrapping into the upper part of that eyebrow. And then over here, same drill, comes down right on the top of that eyelid. Just marking in some tone. Same drill underneath this eyelid. All right, We're going to follow some of these rhythm lines right here for this side of the face. We got this tone, this little triangular shape right there, but it's following that rhythm line, that poofiness on the side of the face, connecting up with the ellipse of the chin, bending around, coming in, and feathering over to the neck. And then we have all sorts of structure happening up under here. So we also have the tone on the upper lip that creates that highlight on the top part of the upper lip, and then that shape right there. Pull this out a little further. I'll intensify the shadows in just a few seconds. Okay. All right, because it's a sphere, the underneath side is going to have some tone. All right, and there's always, actually you could almost put another little ellipse right in those spots right under the, that's a poofy spot. So you can kind of use it as a guide to work with some of your shading as well. Plus there's a cast shadow, it looks like, from that as well. So it's kind of a compound shadow shape right in through here. Okay. Go ahead. There we go. All right, cheekbone is following kind of that circle. That's happening, yeah, about right in here. Like that. There's your cheekbone. You got this whole side of the plane of the face right in through here. You got this happening right through here. So that's kind of going to give you some of the shading information in this whole side. It's a shadow side right there. All right, and then even the eyelid has some value changes to it. Oh, I know. The one thing I forgot, the big one, that one right up here. We got that ellipse right up there as well. Whoops, it needs to come over. Gotta get my placement correct. All right, so there we go. Got the laugh line coming right off of the nose, following that rhythm line. A little darker right up in here. And then there's a nice highlight right along that lip. Okay. How's it looking? Looking pretty good. There we go. And then this eyelid also has a little more value right along there. All right, we got an eyebrow happening, kind of wrapping around, but happening kind of at an angle. Comes right down into the crease right there, so kick that in the butt. And we'll throw this one kind of dark on the lower edge of it, like that. All right, now get that Adam's apple happening. Got the edge of his neck coming down. Shirt. All right, let's get the ear built real quick. Here's another area where I've had trouble. I've made the head too narrow, so meaning I put the ear in too close. That's something you have to watch as well. All right, we'll drop that in like that. All right. All right, and then Again, once I start working, the power of speech disappears. And that's probably a good thing. That's when I start misspeaking. All right, cool. It's starting to look like The Rock. What the Dwayne Johnson? What the heck? All right, neck comes in, crosses around. He's got all sorts of various wrinkles and lines in his neck. I'm going to pull that down a little more like that. Okay. And we'll just throw a little tone in here. There we go. It's not a straight edge. His jawline isn't straight. It's just a series of tonal values. So you're just going to have to kind of build up the tonal range. This whole area in here is pretty dark. Lower portion of his ear is pretty dark, right like that. Cool. And then right here, there's kind of this little triangular shape there from the rhythm line here, the rhythm line there, the rhythm line there. So that's essentially kind of you can put a little value right in that spot, kind of his cheek right there. We also have the cheekbone follows right in there. All right. I don't have enough value on the lip yet. Go ahead and get a little darker work going there. There we go. All right. And you can also kind of get a sense of, there's that rhythm line right here, and that's going to give me a good indication of some shading right there. I'm also changing direction a little bit for some line as directional cross contour line. I'm just going to work a little more value in here. All right, this whole lower neck's just a tone darker than everything else. Just going to throw more in there, and we'll just keep working it up. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and work a little bit on the hair. Hair is all right, cool. So there we go. Everything's starting to come together. I'm just kind of working to get all the values, directions, all that starting to plug in and create tonal range. All right, cool. So I don't think I have, again, once again, I don't have enough width on his head. Get this. Come on down, around, like that. This is where you just spend your time working up the complexity, the value ranges, the complexities. This whole side of the head, there's the rhythm line for the side of the head, the temple area. So you can use all of that as an indication of value. There's that arc across the brow, so you got the brow line. That's going to be a nice indicator of value as well. All right, so now I'm really coming in and starting to add in the contrast and highlights. All that stuff is where all the fun begins to happen. So now it's all about the mark making, getting the contrast. When you're drawing hair, you're trying to draw patterns in the lights and the darks, get it to read right. If I need to, I'll get my kneaded eraser out. I see a spot I want to lighten up, go back after it with the darker values. Yeah, so you can see everything's starting to come along. All right, so there it is. Not bad. I don't think I had the head quite wide enough and the ear isn't quite big enough. So facial feature looks pretty good. Got the nose. We do have that break in the nose. I think we did okay. Reilly Method does really give you a lot of good indications as to where to put the shading and the value. All those elliptical shapes give you those nice contours in which to shade around. So, hey, I hope this little tutorial helped. Give it a try, draw some people, get some references out, different types of people, and see how the Reilly Method works on that. So, hey, if you got any value out of this, please give me a like and a subscribe. If you want to support the channel and all the work I've been putting out there on YouTube with watercolor and drawing tutorials, head over to my Patreon page and give me a $5 a month membership. It will help immensely, and I really do appreciate it. So keep working on Reilly, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.